Hello friends, we are recording this video on May 16th, 2020 and this is a vlog where we are cooking for the Ananda community in Mountain View. I'm in the house of my friends Ajit and Navi and we are going to be making khichdi for about 25, 30, 40 people today. And many friends asked me to share tidbits and vignettes of us cooking, so I thought I'll record this very casual vlog. So what we have going on here is we have the lentils that are already pressure cooking in the Instapot, and we're going to be cooking rice separately in a pot and also cooking the veggies separately. Typically, khichdi is done all as a one-pot meal with all the spices and everything cooked along with the rice and the dal. But today I'm going to be doing it separately and I'll show you more and explain why. Okay, here I'm washing about 6 cups of basmati rice in this big pot. And as I said, I'm going to cook the rice and the veggies and the dal separately. Traditionally, it's all done together. The reason I like to do it this way is because I don't like to mush up the rice too much. And the dal needs to be really well cooked. And the veggies I sometimes like with a little bit of a crunch, al dente, so I don't like them all mushed up in the khichdi, although that's a more traditional way of cooking khichdi. So once this rice is washed, I'm going to put this to cook fully, softer than usual, and the dal is already done, and then we will start sauteing our vegetables. So here in this pot I'm going to saute my vegetables. So there's oil heating already in this pot. It's just normal safflower oil, and I'm going to first put a lot of cumin seeds because it's a lot of oil and seeds. They probably need to just take a minute until they start to warm up and splatter.
I think I can handle it from here. Although I really wish I hadn't done
I'm really not going to be using a whole lot of seasoning in the khichdi itself, except just generic curry powder. So whatever curry powder you like or use will work quite fine. It really doesn't need anything else. You could use a little bit of extra turmeric. The curry powder does have turmeric in it already, but turmeric's always good for you, so you can always use more. And here I have onions along with a lot of ginger. I really like the strong flavor of ginger, so we are going to use quite a bit of onions and ginger, and we will saute it first before adding the other veggies in. So you traditionally use a lot of ghee in khichdi, but ghee flavor is much better if you were topping the khichdi with ghee. For cooking like this, for sauteing onions and stuff like that, oil is quite fine. So I don't mind using oil in this part of cooking, but later on when we will be finishing the khichdi, we'll be using quite a bit of ghee. Oh, I forgot an important spice that's an integral part of khichdi. It is this interesting Indian spice called hing or asafoetida. You can find it in Indian stores or you can find it online. It has a very interesting pungent flavor. It's good for digestion, especially when you're using a lot of lentils, which can sometimes be hard on digestion. So this is the brand of hing I have here. Actually, it's not my favorite. There are other better ones that you can get in India, but this is the one you will find here in the US. So it's pretty good. But hing does have a very interesting and unique flavor. So if you can find and add that, it will really make the khichdi better. Okay, the onions are done, so Navi, if you want to start putting other... Oh, cabbage needs to go first, right? Okay. While you were not watching, I also added a lot of turmeric and curry powder in this onion mixture, and as you can see now the onion is pretty softly sauteed and I am adding a lot of carrots. This is one of the reasons why I like to do my veggies separately from the rice and dal for khichdi, because each vegetable cooks differently. I wouldn't want my cabbages or zucchini to be cooked as much as the carrots. So Now I'll first cook the carrots until they're a little bit done and then add cabbage and zucchini into this mixture. Navi is also making chai for us as we all enjoy making khichdi. We need some chai right now. Yeah, you can just show your hand. It's just, yeah. So the rice is almost done here. We just added some extra water to start mushing up the rice grains, which is how khichdi is supposed to be. Our chai is also done. We are going to enjoy that. And while you were not watching, I added a lot of cabbage to this pot of veggies. The veggies are almost 75–80% done right now. The only thing left is zucchini, which gets done very quickly. So we'll be adding that at the very end, maybe after the next 5 minutes. And the Instapot pressure is also releasing because I think the lentils are done here. So we are going to take all these lentils and mix it into the rice. That way we can control the doneness of both the rice and lentils separately the way we want. So we just added our last vegetable, which is zucchini, and I'm mixing it all in with all the other vegetables. It won't take very long to cook. And here I have rice that is fully cooked. I just added a little more water to start mushing it up. And I'm adding avocado oil also just so it doesn't stick in the bottom. At this point I'm going to start adding ghee, which is an essential ingredient in khichdi, which will start giving it its characteristic flavor. I did not mention the quantities before I started making it. Traditionally in India we use less lentils than rice, but in this khichdi we are adding equal parts of rice and lentils. That way it has more protein and is healthier. So the lentils are also done, the Instapot is open, and the rice is almost done. And we are going to mix the lentils and rice just in a few minutes and mix it all up. And finally the veggies. Now I think the veggies are mostly done, just some finishing touches to make sure they're all cooked. And we added the pressure cooked lentils into this large pot of rice, and we added a huge, probably a full cup or even of ghee into this pot. And at this point you have to keep stirring it, especially if you're making larger quantities, otherwise the rice and dal really tend to stick at the bottom. So we will keep stirring until we are happy with how it's cooked and until the flavors are all blended. So our khichdi is done here in this pot. What we decided to do is not to mix the veggies in. Both these pots are seasoned separately. I added both salt and curry in both these pots. So we are going to put the veggies on top of khichdi so that everybody gets an equal serving of the veggies. And we are going to put something called tadka on top of the khichdi, which is just ghee. And we have just platered mustard seeds and cumin seeds. And that we are going to mix into this khichdi. We already added about a cup of ghee, but there's more ghee and other things coming. And that will just help make the khichdi complete in itself. And on top of it, we will just place all these veggies, which are also perfectly seasoned. And they will go well together.
So how much ghee did you put for the total?
Probably a couple of cups of ghee, and this is the tadka. Now the seeds, they're so splattering. I think they pour the whole thing. If only you could smell all the smells in the kitchen right now of curry and ghee and cumin and everything else wonderful. And now our khichdi is officially complete. And the rice is also fully cooked, and there was a lot of water in there, which was all absorbed by the rice and the lentils. So the consistency of it is a little bit like risotto. That's what we are going for. It doesn't have to be runnier than that. It's easy to serve that way also. I'm just mixing this tadka right now into this khichdi, and it is complete. So our khichdi is all ready, but it's too hot to be serving in paper boxes. So we just have to give it another 10 minutes in order for it to cool, so it's ready for us to be serving. Like I said, we did not mix the veggies and the rice together. both because the pot will be too small and also so that everybody can get an equal portion of vegetables in their box. So it's all ready. I'm just waiting for it to cool down before we can start portioning it out. So now we are starting to serve the khichdi. It's cool enough to be put in paper boxes. Like I said, we are putting the khichdi first and we are going to top it with the vegetables. So everybody gets at least a spoon or two of veggies. We have all these paper boxes to fill. We have at least 25-30 portions, probably more. We will see how much we can serve from this big pot. I think we can easily do 40-50 cups of servings of khichdi from what we made.
Ogni sguardo, ogni fior, la 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 la, lì ci parla dell'amor, la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Canta anche tu con me, la 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 la, manda i guai lontani da te, la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.